Happy New Year, emo trash. Happy New Year. Welcome. I decided to do it and we made it. New Year's. Everything is okay. Nothing blew up. We're alive. 12:09 a.m. on the West Coast, which means 3:09. My goodness, math. 3:09 in the morning for you. Sounds like you're about to crash. But thank you for showing up. My first visitor in 2025. That's quite an accomplishment. Congratulations. Emo Trash. You did it. You can go to bed now. Fully, you reached your goals. New Year's goals are met. Made it in my chat first in 2025. How are you doing? Hope you had a good celebration. It's 3:10 your time now. Yes, I see that. Because I technically started at 12:05, almost 5 minutes in the intro. I did cut out I just wanted to cut to the chase. So I cut out any comic book store trailers and just went straight to it. So surprise, surprise. But we'll see how long I go. I just felt like, people are up. Some people are up. I'm up. And I do want to keep inking on this darn page. And who knows who will be out there. Maybe it'll be a different crowd. The 3 a.m. crowd. Maybe they will sneak in here. But I won't yap too much. I will just get to it. And then in the event that other people do show up or more people show up, because it sounds like you're crashing, Emo Trash. You and your boy are crashing. 3:10. Yep. Time for bed. I don't blame you. But if other people do show up and there's room for it, I will go into that Jim Lee Artist Edition because that is worth the New Year celebration. So you got it right here. I previewed it a little bit last stream for those of you who were here last stream. How was the celebration, Emo? Emo Trash says she's gonna... Oh, I'm gonna give this to you. Sorry, forgot. There you go. There's your New Year crash, New Year derailment. Probably gonna pass out with my phone in my hand. Just make sure that you're not looking at your phone like this. I've done this before, and it just like drops on your head. Not good. How was your celebration? Went to a party? Sounds like you went to a party. That's great. Yeah, we just ate dinner. The reason I had to end stream early or early-ish last stream was I had to hit the grill some steaks for my family. Oh shoot, I forgot my water cup. I'll get it in a second. Had to grill some steaks. They turned out awesome. We devoured those all up. And then decided my daughter wanted to watch Civil War as a family. Marvel Civil War, Avengers Civil War. So we watched that all the way up to about 20 minutes ago. Watched that whole movie, which was awesome. Great movie, great Marvel flick. And then they're watching another one right now. So I was like, well, I'll stream. But I wanted to be there while it actually turned to the new year to be with family. Almost decided to do that here on stream, but was convinced to do it with my family. So we did. Said Happy New Year's, and then down here I am at stream. But I do have to get my water cup, or else I won't be able to clean my brush. So Emo Trash says, sent the link to your channel to my boy, so he might drop in sometime. No way. That would be sweet. I'd love to meet him. Why, is he going to stay up? He's going to stay up later than you? He might be tired too, but I would love to meet him. Oh, check it out. And I just forgot to point out maybe little celebratory lights for us here. That might get old after a while, but yeah, kind of fun. Emo Trash says, I lay on my slide. Was with my boy's family at his aunt's house. Nice. That's awesome. That's always fun. All right, let me go get my water cup before I forget, and we'll get started. Why drag it out any longer? Emo Trash has got to get to bed. Hang on. He has work tomorrow. All right, no problem. No problem. I don't know if he'll drop in tonight, Emo Trash. Oh, no problem. It's okay. All right. So, why'd you say it? You know what I'm gonna do actually is I am going to post this link on Twitter or X just in case. Just in case anybody's out there. I always forget to do that. Booyah. And Happy New Year. If you're up and want to talk comics, all right, that's posted, and we'll get started. There we go. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's fine. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna try the darn music thing again, but who knows if this is gonna work. I'm like cursed with this music thing. But let's hopefully this works. Hope you sent them the right links. All right, cool. Yeah, we had a good dinner. Good time. And then right as Civil War ended, we flipped it over to what's his face? Ryan Seacrest or Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve and watch the ball. Well, actually the ball didn't drop. I don't know if they do ball drop anymore. But watch the confetti and never fails. New York looks cold. All right, cool. Don't totally remember what all I sent. Emo Trash. Who knows what links you are sending? Oh, goodness. Goodness. When do you start school again, Emo? I'm wondering. I'm assuming you probably have another week or so before school starts again. I also had to pull out the old eye drops end of the stream. Emostress says school doesn't start again until the week of the 21st. Wow, that's late. Eyedropper. No, like eye drops for my eyes. I'm not using the eyedropper that I normally use because I'm just coming straight out of the bottle because I'm almost done with this ink. I might finish this ink before I finish this page, so I probably have to switch to a different ink, which will be interesting. But yeah, now I have like wetting drops for my eyes because I wear contacts, and at this hour of the night they start drying out and then they stick to your eye and then you can't see clearly. I heard some fireworks. However, fireworks are illegal here in the city, so we don't really get huge shows or people setting off a lot in their neighborhoods whenever it's time for celebrations. We do hear the occasional like pop 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 pop, but nothing crazy just because it's not allowed to be set over here. Which is a shame because I remember as a kid, when I was growing up, we'd have the friends that would always buy the like crazy fireworks. And we'd go out in the middle of the night on their driveway and then just like light them. Trash says fireworks. Yeah, those have been going off all around. Even still. Happy New Year's, awesome one.
Yes, that's awesome.
You still awake? Of course you are. Happy New Year's to you. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Oh, I forgot. totally forgot to bust out the Martinellis during dinner. Whoops. Oh well. We'll just do that tomorrow. The bubbly. A little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, while we were watching, I was just mentioning earlier emo trash while we were I was watching Civil War with my kids. They wanted to watch it after dinner, and there was a certain part of it that I fell asleep, so I got a little bit of a power nap. another reason why I was like, okay, I could stream. I got a little boost of sleep in there. And then woke up in time for the airport battle, which is awesome. Awesome One says, I was just about to go to bed, as you should. As you should. Must be super late. I can't remember if you're on the East Coast or Central Time. Awesome One, I think maybe you're at Central Time. But regardless, you guys are up later than my time here. So you must be exhausted. Somewhere from behind his house. Oh, whoops. Whether it's the smaller parking lot sparklers or some bigger ones that we saw go off just before we got to Boy's house. Yeah. We used to do the Black Cat fireworks, and there were fireworks that were like shaped like little tanks, and you'd light them up and they'd drive around a little bit and then shoot. Those were always awesome. And definitely sparklers. Those colored ones that would like split off and shoot, and then you'd always be a little bit afraid because they were on a stand. At least the ones we had were on a stand, and you'd light them and run away, and sometimes they'd tip over and point towards you or point around. Maybe that's why fireworks have been banned in some locations, because you have enough accidents enough fingers being blown off that people realize it's not a good idea. Closed my eyes for a bit, only semi-perked up when I realized what you were talking about. You need to go to bed. Surprisingly light on fireworks for neighbors because it's a weekday. Ah, I see. Oh, you're in Central Time, okay. John, what's up, John?
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
Happy New Year's, John. We missed you last stream. I streamed a little bit earlier today, but there was a chance. I told everybody there was a chance that I would get to stream again tonight, just for the heck of it. And pulled it together, was able to do it, but glad to see you. Glad that I can wish you Happy New Year's on the day of. Hope your holiday celebrations have been good, John. Christmas and now New Year's. Can't believe you are still awake. I know that you are on the East Coast, so it's crazy late for you. But maybe this is second wind, John? I don't know. Your sleep schedule is like on a different plane. Boom. Happy New Year's, John. John didn't make it to the last one. No, he didn't. I wasn't here for Rocky's New Year's in 2023. I don't think I was streaming either. Was I streaming on New Year's? I don't think so. Was I? I'm gonna have to go back and look. I don't think I was. What are you guys talking about? Oh my gosh. I can give you this awesome one. I've never used it yet, but I made this because of you. That's all I got though. John says he's catching up 5 minutes out. You're too kind to or too diligent to catch up. I would just jump in where it's at. Skip all the early stuff. There's no meaning. Yeah, I don't think I did. I don't think I streamed on New Year's Eve. I can't even remember what I was doing on New Year's Eve last year. I usually do like to watch the New York thing. Or at least catch the, the proverbial ball drop. Because I don't think they drop a ball anymore. Or at least it didn't look like it when I was watching today. But I don't even recall what I was doing on New Year's Eve. I can't even remember what I was doing 2 days ago, to be honest, so that's not surprising that I can't remember New Year's Eve. Comrade Sammy, still up, Comrade Sammy. Oh my, Thai was good, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. I was wondering. That's good. It's always funny. You never know which restaurants. I know this goes for like Christmas and New Year's, but you never know which restaurants are open on. Went to a Christmas Eve service at my church, and then decided to go out to eat dinner with some friends. We didn't have anything set or planned, and just decided on a whim. Hey, let's go out. Let's go grab dinner, and we couldn't find a place that was open. I mean, there were some places that were open. One place was open, but they like ran out of food, and I'm like, really? Most of the places that we found that were open were Asian places. So we ended up going to a Chinese restaurant, which is kind of stereotypical from like the Christmas movie or Christmas Story. Didn't they go to a Chinese restaurant? I think they went to a Chinese restaurant. It was either Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation. I can't remember. Anyway, that was fun. But they were one of the few restaurants that were open. And then I figure similarly, mostly places that would be open on New Year's would be like bars and. But for restaurants, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Costco was open today. I went to Costco today. I don't know if it had limited hours, but it was open. But Thai food does sound good. Always goes. I love Thai. Thai is one of my favorite cuisines. New York ball drop was lame. Why did I even watch 5 minutes of it? Didn't go bowling, Comrade Sammy. Come on. Why not? Was it too crowded? Guys too tired? New Year's Eve bowling would sounds like fun. And there's some bowling alleys these days that have like some really sophisticated like facilities that make it a lot more fun. It's not just like the standard broke down lanes. There's like games and challenges, and their screens do all sorts of crazy things. Locking in that helmet. All the lanes are full. They're closing soon. Jeez, if I was them, I would do a special like New Year's Eve, New Year's to New Year's Eve, like bowling thing, and keep it open all night. Easier said than done. But it seems like the demand would be there. It's like all people are out celebrating, then it turns New Year's, and it's like, well, what do we do now? Go bowling. Celebrate by throwing a ball at a bunch of pins. This is such intricate work. Been a fan for a long time. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, art by Muska. Muska. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for saying that. Yes, just doing the, for those of you who don't know, most of you already know, doing a master study of this wonderful Barry Windsor-Smith Wolverine cover from Weapon X. So, yeah, there's a lot of intricate detail in there, specifically with like the cross hatching and kind of the forms, the anatomy that Barry Windsor-Smith builds. So, it's very much a master study, and learning a lot. I'm learning that I can get away with a lot using the brush too, which I thought I would be using more of a pen and a nib, but because I feel like that's what Barry Windsor-Smith used, but I could be totally wrong. Because you're able to get a lot of the recreate a lot of these lines using the brush. And I find that with Barry Windsor-Smith's work in particular, he's best when he's inking himself. He has such a unique style, and when I've seen other people try and ink over him, it's like, it doesn't quite work out. Some artists, you put an inker on them, a specific inker on them, and it just works. Like Jim Lee, Scott Williams, that combo, which I can pull out that artist edition if you guys are interested in a second here. If I hit a breaking point or a stopping point. I've already hit a breaking point. If I hit a stopping point, I can pull that out just for fun to look at it. It's worth a look. It was a new book that I just got. But that's a combo. That's an inking combo. Penciling inking combo that just works. And there's other inkers that have inked Jim Lee well. But I'd say Scott Williams is by far the best on Jim's work. And I've even seen stuff where Jim Lee will ink his own work, maybe outside of the Death Blow work, which I think he did his own inks. Outside of that, I'd argue that Scott Williams is a better inker on his work, on Jim Lee's pencils, than Jim Lee is on his own. He just adds so much. If I did go bowling, I totally would have won. Are you good, bowler, Comrade Sammy? That's great. Yeah, bowling's fun. My parents are getting up there in age and they still bowl pretty regularly. It's like a fun thing they can still do. Kept thinking back to New York ball drop in 2020 when only the elites were allowed in Times Square. Oh man. Everybody saying hello to Art. Chinese is always open. Yes, emo trash is sleep chatting. Eyes were closed. I heard Rocky start yapping again. That's exactly it. Emo is having FOMO. New Year's FOMO. I am a yapper. But if I was quiet, would that be more entertaining? I can be quiet. I think I just have the fear of like boring people if I don't say anything. But it could be the reverse effect. I can try just not saying anything and just drawing. I've seen some drawing streams like that. See, I'm already yapping. I've seen some drawing streams like that. Where certain artists don't say much, and I find them a little boring. Even though they're good artists, I'm just like, alright. You're literally watching paint dry. But I guess if they had a good selection of music, which I don't, maybe it's better. But I could do that. That could be my New Year's resolution. Don't yap so much on stream, Rocky. I could do that. For you guys, I would do it. Just one of those things where you feel like nobody talks. You feel like you have to fill the dead air. Fear of missing out on chats. FOMOC. Really wanted to go bowling. I'm sorry. Would have crushed it. I had a Sonic the Hedgehog energy drink. No liquor for me. Is that like shot pudding? Overhand bowling? All these like delicately parallel lines. They're awesome though. Really cool. It's true. It's true. Cran is the only one that talks about the stuff I'm actually talking. Everybody else talks about other stuff. Don't scare art away, guys. Let's be on our best behavior. Art, if you have... I don't know if you've been here before. Forgive me if I don't remember. But if this is your first time here, welcome. And I do these streams that I call master studies, where I'm recreating usually a page from an artist that I admire or want to learn from. And I've done comic pages, like sequential comic pages, up to this point. This is the first time I'm doing a cover or just a one image page. And the other pages I've done, you can watch all those streams in Master Study playlists. I've done Mike Zeck, Michael Golden, Mobius, Will Eisner. Mike Zeck, Michael Golden, Will Eisner, Mobius. Yep, that's it. And then this one's the fifth one. Yeah, this is the fifth one. Barry Windsor-Smith. I am working on another little recorded video for the new year, like a regular video that comes out weekly for the new year. So stay tuned for that. Did a couple test edits week before last, and they came out cool. I'm just tweaking a little bit of the formatting on it, but I think it'll be great. Muska. Muska. Okay, cool. Art by Muska. Love it. I know trash. Awake. Felt the Lucky on my foot. Does Lucky still have the what do you call it? The cone? Does Lucky still have to wear the cone from his surgery or procedure? I know anytime our cats have to have something like that, they hate that thing on them. Try like the Dickens to get it off. Like one time one of my cats had a surgery where they had to like take out a what do you call it? Like a stone? Gallstone? I don't think it was a gallstone. Anyway, so they had to like, you know, sedate him, and it was like a major surgery. Bladder stone, that's what it was. And they wanted us to use the cone so he couldn't irritate his belly, but he hated it. So then my wife looked up online and saw this like t-shirt hack. So she put on this t-shirt thing. Poor guy. He had to wear this t-shirt. But it helped. And it was soft, at least, so he didn't... It's like those hard cones are always really difficult to keep on your pets. They get freaked out and they're like banging into things with it on. Not good. What is this music? Skip. That was a weird one. Felt like I was listening to weird recorder music. Super delicate inking study reminds me to brush up on my traditional art. Yeah, it's a big reason why I love doing these master studies. Not only to learn from their techniques and their art, but also to just get sharper with traditional media. I'm all about traditional media. I'm going all in on traditional media. And one of the steps in these master studies is not only inking this, like I don't just lightbox the inking. I actually start on a blank page and pencil the images as well. So yeah, just figuring out proportions and panel layouts and then different tools. For the Mobius study was the first time I was using the nib, pen nibs, which was great way to learn what they're good for, what the nibs are good for versus the brush. I do love the brush, and I just love the feel of brush inking and the look of brush inking. So when I eventually start working on my own stuff, for sure I'm going to favor the brush. However, there was a lot of things about the nib that I really liked, and I wouldn't have learned unless I tried to work with it. And the Mobius study was the one that I used the nib for. And a lot of his lines that he draws, and a lot of European comic book artists use the nib a lot. And it has a certain look to it, a certain feel, a certain look to it, which is very like Euro comics. And a lot of American artists use the nib as well for a certain look and feel. Shoot. Oh, there was this really cool thing. I totally forgot to mention it. There's this really cool thing that I did in... Wait, let me catch up in the chat before I totally derail myself. Yapless streaming is not preferable. Thank you, John. Thanks for confirming that. Skincare. Wow, comment Sammy. Classing it up here. Skincare at 2:46 a.m. You gotta stay moist. Also planning to go to sleep before I saw Rocky streaming. Thank you. Thanks for showing up anyway. Sorry to your sleep, but you know, tomorrow's holiday. People can stay up. You have my permission to sleep in late. So one of the, and that was not catching up on chat. Hang on, okay, I'm gonna fly through this. Blame Rocky, hashtag. I like the single hatching, John says. Nice. Yeah, it's funny to see where he chooses to do like that single hatch, and then sometimes he cross hatches. Especially, wait till we get here. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. A little frightened of that, but that's gonna be awesome. So yeah. Not gonna lie, Rocky's making me sleepy. But we'll be up for another hour at least. All right. I need to change my voice at this hour to keep you guys up. But then as it gets later, my voice gets lower and then it gets kind of sleepier. So I get it. Eggnog. Wow, you guys are eggnog lovers. I do like eggnog. I'm not against it, but I could only drink it maybe once a year. Hence the holiday times. It's not something that I crave all year round. Man, I really missed that. Totally weird. Brothers watching 24/7 Twilight Zone method. That's perfect for New Year's. I know the saying, but where does like the Dickens come from? That's a good question. Where does that come from? Is it like Charles Dickens? Like the Dickens? Hurts like the Dickens? I've heard that. Yeah, I don't know where that phrase comes from. There's a lot of phrases that we use. And I was going to just say, like, we use willy-nilly. I'm like, where did that come from? There's a lot of crazy phrases out there that we just use. I'm not going to even get into the skibbity toilet too. Somebody used that. Somebody mentioned that skibbity. I guess Cherish Psalms is not here, but somebody used that, was talking about that, and said skibbity toilet, and I was like, I know what that is. Somebody in my chat taught me what that was. I don't know if that's a good thing that I knew what that was, but yeah, I don't know where like the Dickens comes from. That's awesome. I'll check out your streaming history later this week. I'm just starting to stream, but need to figure out royalty-free music probably. Oh, okay. Art by Muska. Yes, please do check out, subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. And my advice on streaming music is, it's really, I don't know, there's some people that have a way of doing it. YouTube has their own YouTube music, and all the copyrights are cleared through that because it's YouTube music. So that's cool. There are some sites that I use and have seen that have royalty-free stuff. You just have to give attribution to the artists. So a lot of the trailers that I do, the comic book trailers that I do for the different stores that I highlight, spotlight, I use copyright free music, so that's good. And but then Comrade Sammy knows there's like some people, there's one artist that she introduced me to and that she really likes called Fat Rat, and he's copyright, he allows copyright free usage of his music, and he's really popular, but the process of getting the copyright is very complicated. I don't know if it's just him or if it's like this a lot. And I've always kind of struggled with that, because it's like, for his copyright in that particular case, it's like, you can use it, he gives you permission, but you're going to get struck first and you have to appeal it, and he has this whole process of doing it. I'm like, this is so complicated. It makes me not want to do it. And then I don't have YouTube Premium or anything like that, so if I played it, like I played a playlist, it would play for a while and then you'd hear an ad, and that's kind of weird. So right now I'm just using YouTube's own music that's in their library. And it's weird because normally when I'm working by myself or on art stuff, I usually have music playing, but I'll play like soundtracks from movies. So to not have any music is also strange for me, which is why I always try and figure out a way to get some sort of music on when I'm trying on stream. But it has been difficult, not gonna lie. But I see artists do it all the time. I just don't know how they do it. I haven't been able to figure out a super successful way of doing it. Oh, so yeah. So what I was saying is, one of the cool things it was shared in the earlier stream today that we were just in Vegas last week, and did a lot of cool things, saw shows, and ate a lot of food, and shopping and walking a lot, just seeing the lights and everything. But one of the cool things that we did was we went, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Omega Mart. And it's by an art group. It's created by an art group called Meow Wolf. So I'd never heard of this group, but if you guys Google it, Meow Wolf Omega Mart, it's this crazy I don't even know how to describe it. It's a crazy art experience, like an installation experience. But without giving away too much, I had a friend who told my friend Marty. You guys know Marty. He was the one who told me about it, and he was like, "You have to go to this." And I didn't even know what to expect. But Omega Mart it's like a grocery store. When you walk into it, it looks like this grocery store. But then you realize as you look at the products, they all kind of look like products you would normally see in a normal grocery store. But as you're walking around, you realize these products are all a little off and they're all kind of crazy and weird. And you can just walk around this grocery store and there's stuff you can buy. Some stuff is just for display only, but a lot of it you can buy. Weird things. But you can also, so you have to pay to enter into the Omega Mart. Pay for tickets. But you can also pay for an extra experience, and in there's different tiers, but in my particular case, I just paid an extra $3 per ticket. Or actually, it wasn't $3 per ticket, it was just an extra $3. You get this key card. Do I have it here? Yeah. You get this key card, this card. All right. And there's these little like stations that you beep the card on. They call it booping. So you boop it at these little stations and they tell you a little story. And as you start realizing you have to, it's kind of like earn achievements for this narrative. And the whole narrative is that you are hired as a new recruit to work at Omega Mart. And so you have to kind of learn different safety procedures and learn about the history and blah, 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 and run around the store getting these achievements. And you're like, wow, this is kind of cool. It's an experience. And then it starts opening up. Like, it's not just about this grocery store. You realize there's a whole story and a whole narrative in it. And it gets really crazy weird. And the store itself is like a maze. And you start finding these like hidden passages. So it's kind of like an escape room meets an art installation meets a labyrinth. It is crazy, really crazy. If you're ever in Vegas, highly recommend this experience if you're into these kind of things. Like if you're into like solving puzzles and wild visual experiences, I would recommend it. It was awesome. It was really fun. I remember about 15 years ago staying up and watching and hanging with a church group for New Year's Eve all the way into the morning of New Year's Day watching Twilight Zone. That was a good time. That sounds awesome. They are called e-collars. Oh, the pet collars. Huh. John, it means like the devil according to etymology. Predates Charles Dickens. Oh, weird. So then why was it called Dickens? Why does Dickens equate to the devil? Clean my water soon. Ugh. Yeah, I better catch up here. I am behind. That sounds like a bad combo. Awesome one. Awesome one says I might have to walk a bit. I'm too energized. Give me some of your energy. Emo's in La La Land with the dulcet ASMR tones of Rocky. Don't need my permission. Nice, okay. Usually awake at 12:30. Sound like my kids. What happened to your inkwell? Oh, I'm almost out of this ink, John, so I just decided to go straight into the bottle. Unfortunately, I can't even see how much now because the sides have gotten dirty. But yeah, I'm almost out of this ink. Rocky even has the flashing lights in the background this time. That's right. It's party time. I had a friend who copyrighted his arrangement of jazz music. It took a couple months and a couple $100. I remember when we would download videos off YouTube without having a membership. Yeah. Katie, Happy New Year.
Say cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
How are you, Katie? Happy New Year to you. It's been a Happy New Year or New Year. It's been 2025 for, I guess, a day now for you, right? Happy New Year to you. Wow, my brush is getting frizzy. And I think it's because my water is really dirty. Alright, I'm gonna have to clean my water. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna catch up a chat. Get a fresh thing of water. And then maybe I'll take a look at Jim Lee Artist Edition break in a second here. Oh, Mega Mart. Yes. Have you heard of that? Yes. It's crazy. I would say don't watch all the YouTube videos if you can, because you don't want it to give away too much. And I think the level of exploration that I did was probably like mid-tier. Like you could go even deeper than I did. But it took us a good 2 hours to get through it. And I was like, really? Could it take 2 hours? Because that's what they told me when I bought the little card. But it did. It's really involved. It's amazing, though. It's an amazing experience. Still awake, my Geek Studios? I am. As are you. Are all the products cake? No. No, all the products are weird. None of the products are cake, actually. They have some, like, meat sculptures. Yeah, just weird stuff. It's awesome, though. And this group, Meow Wolf, does some crazy things. Like, not just at Omega Mart, but outside of it as well, as I started digging a little bit more. They're just some sort of, like, art group that does installations and all this kind of stuff. Book cake, TV cake, comic book cake. Hobbies I hope to pick back up, Comrade Sammy says. 2025, drawing, skateboarding, and other things as well. That's awesome. This is stream cake, yes. Omega Mart might have some Inkwell cake. Only 2 states are left to ring in the new year. We'll be around for them to do that. Amazing. Yes. Omega Mart was an amazing. Yes, I got that. I'll give that to you, John. The first rim shot of 2025. There you go. Chocolate chip cake. Oh, I had a great chocolate chip cookie at, where do we eat? Oh, Neiman Marcus Cafe. Strangely enough, had an awesome chocolate chip cookie there. All right, I'm gonna go clean my water. I will be right back. Hang tight. Right, before I jump back into inking, this is a great time to go through this Jim Lee book this Jim Lee Artist Edition, which is worth looking at. That's part of the reason why I set the camera up. Usually my camera for these inking streams is a little closer because I myself like to see it close, but actually this is a good height. Maybe I'll keep it at this height for the remainder of all these streams. But part of the reason why I lifted it up higher was because I wanted to share with you guys this bad boy that just came in the mail. Very excited about this. Jim Lee Artist Edition. And, whoa. Scary. This is always inspiring to look at. And this is one that I've had, I mentioned this last stream, this is one I've had my eye on for a while. But I never bit the bullet on buying it because, one, it's readily available, it's not hard to find, it's one that they've done a lot of, I think because of the popularity of Jim Lee, they did a huge print run on these, so I see these everywhere. Anybody who sells Artist Edition usually has this one on hand. And two, I am always looking for sale prices and bargains and deals, and so but this price has kind of stayed normally at around 100 to 125 is what this one stays at. And also, this edition doesn't have a full issue. It just has pages from certain issues of Jim Lee's work, which is fine, but I kind of wish it had like a full issue of certain books. I don't think it has a full issue. Yeah. But then I saw this recently. Sorry, just reading the captions here. I saw this recently for a great deal on eBay, almost half price off, so I nabbed it. And here we go. Look at that. That's a great Wolverine drawing. Man, oh man. I always wonder, like, oftentimes, oh, I guess you guys can't see it. Oftentimes I see this in the artist editions, the pages are cut in weird places, and I think maybe because they're attached to something, and they have to cut it off, but they always like cut off like this. Maybe they're cutting off where tape was, or I don't know. It's beautiful. Beautiful scans. And this is when Jim Lee's this is where he was just kind of hitting superstar status already. It's great to see these like brush lines here, beautiful brush marks by Scott Williams. Like when they use Zipatone, they start yellowing after time, which is kind of neat to see in the original scans. I think Will's Portaccio inked these pages. A totally different look. Let's see, this is X-Men 267, page 4. X-Men 267, layouts by Jim Lee, pencils by Jim Lee, and Will Portaccio, inks by Scott. Oh, okay. So Will Portaccio helped do pencils on these. You can tell it's a little different, but awesome. It's a great combo. It's like Will's and Jim's work lived for sure in the same world, but they had their differences as well. I'd argue Wills drew better hair than Jim Lee. Always, his characters always have these like fabulous hair. And his faces had a different kind of definition than Jim Lee's did. There's some single line hatching there for you, John. It's great. Wow, it's great to see. So much impact. Love this hand-drawn type here too. And all these lettering was hand done too, before computer lettering. Tom Orzechowski, one of the best in the business, hand letterers. Actually, I don't know what Tom Orzechowski's doing now. I don't see his name. With the advent of computer lettering, I don't know if he's still lettering. This Black Widow is great. Perhaps cut off names on the top of the page? Maybe? I don't know why they would do that. I always love seeing this. Can I fit it? These like, because usually these pages are either sold or given away, and sometimes the artists will sign them and write them. So this one, Jim Lee and Scott Williams both signed, gave it to some dude named Mario. And whether he sold it back or they just got the scan of it, got a hold of the original so they could scan it for this book. But I love seeing that. Jim Lee, man, he had so much appeal. Good old boy cap. Oh, I remember this. It's perfect. Perfect. Perfectly placed bubbles. Art T. Bear, guest inker. Art T. Bear does a lot of comic book streams now, so it's kind of crazy that he inked this stuff. Yeah, Jim Lee drew a great Rogue. Wow, this is amazing Magneto. Love seeing these ink lines here. It's cool. I don't know if you can you see that? I guess you can. You can see like the black. You can see where they like filled in the blacks here, and then this hatching around it was like a different tool. These are awesome pages. These are great pages. You can see why Jim Lee and Scott Williams spawned so many clones of their style. So it was like the best. Everything was always just coming at you at 150 miles an hour. Cranberry Landris, what's up? You're still awake? Holy cow.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Happy New Year, Cranberry. Good to see you again. Happy New Year. I cracked open this Jim Lee book. Oh, man. This is such an amazing angle. It's funny, too. Like, a lot of people that aped or copied this style, their hatching almost just became like scribble scrabble. But when you see when somebody like Scott Williams does it, it's really like measured, and there's a purpose with all the hatching. And I feel like some people just hatch because they see it done and, you know, just want to copy that style look. But if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't have the same impact as people who do. even though you're copying it. And I was guilty of that as a kid too, as learning to draw. I was just like, oh, there's always this hatching, but wow, this is great. Look at that death bird. Jim Lee, man, he could draw the ladies for sure. Oh, I loved his version of the Starjammers. I'm wondering if they would ever show up in the Marvel movies. Corsair. Oh, I forgot what this guy's name was. I think it was Hepzibah? Chiod, I remember. What was this guy's name? I can't remember. Gladiator, that character. Oh man. This is cool. Taking me back. These beautiful hatch lines here. And this brush technique on his hair. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Jeez. They included the gatefold cover to X-Men 1. Wow. Iconic. Jim Lee's Colossus was cool, but I did like Mark Silvestri's Colossus better. Woo! Oh, see, like this kind of hatching, I feel like people that copied Jim Lee's style and Scott Williams' style would just like, you know, oh, this is a lot of cross hatching, blah, 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 but like, it's masterful, his thick and thin, and where he placed this in his direction of where the hatching. It's really great, and yet stylized. These are awesome pages. Bishop. Wow, this is such a snapshot of this time and what made Jim Lee so good. Every page is like bigger than life. It's cool. Okay, just flipping here to the back. There's that cover. Amazing. Classic covers. Trading card art. That's cool. He must have whipped these out like super fast. Cool. There you go. first unboxing of 2025. Everything is the first of 2025. It's cool. It's great. Great book. All right, did I put people to sleep? RT Bear. RT Bear. Great art. Wow, got a wow from Awesome One. Losing to sleep, Conference Sammy. No kidding. What? That's like 4:30. Jeez Louise. Sleep, Sammy. It's time for sleep. Sleep, Sammy. If Sammy sleeps, then who is the chat ninja? I don't know. Way to bait her. I stay awake all night if I feel like it. Celebrating with your parents in Pacific Standard Time. That's why you're still awake. Gotcha. Cranberry. Well, let's see how long we can go. I don't know. Probably another. I can probably do another half hour, I think, before I die. Amazing art. All right, Awesome One. I've seen you poo-poo on some of the things I've shown, so that's great to see you like the classic Jim Lee. Starjammers rocked. Very cool team. Yeah, I thought they were awesome. And I think Jim Lee's versions of the Starjammers were some of the best. It's just like when he touched stuff, when he would design stuff for his versions of certain characters, they were always like the coolest versions. These holidays have been weird because I think both Christmas and New Year's is that right? Christmas was the 25th and New Year's Day 6th. Yeah. Both landed on a Wednesday, which affects comic books because comic books come out on Wednesdays, so both times have been later, getting to the store later in the week for new stuff. The books that came out, there was quite a few books that at least I picked up that came out Christmas week that I have to share with you guys. I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow for my Wednesday comics. I'll probably stream a little, I'm thinking, towards the end of the week to do after I get this week's books, which I don't even know what's coming out this week. Also, the thing that's been affecting books coming out is Diamond distributors have been hugely failing. I think they closed one of their or some of their shipping locations, and it's been affecting their shipments to a bunch of like most comic book stores I know are affected by these late shipments. So every time I watch my go-to videos of what's coming out each week, they're always like, well, they're like reading from a piece of paper. This is what's supposed to come out this week, as opposed to showing the actual book. And it's kind of sad. And I don't know if it's going to get fixed. But if they keep screwing up, they've been late. Because of all that, they've been late for few months now. There's always a problem with shipments. And if they keep doing that, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, it's going to change the market. It's a little thicker than I. Wow, did I hit the end of this list? Oh, I have to flip to the next page. Yeah, that was a killer Deathbird drawing. Comrade Sammy. Cranberry, I seem to know when I'm tired, but it's not my native language, no. Don't die, Rocky, just end the stream. That would be a horrible way to end the stream. Happy New Year. I'm dead. I so appreciate you guys showing up here. All of you guys showing up here is like so typical of you chatters. You guys come at all hours of the night and stay up late, and you just show up, and I really appreciate it. Diamond Warehouse employees would come into our comic shop and tell us of all the horror stories of product destroyed, and most employees didn't care about said product. Want someone dealing with your cramping leg? Can you like massage it? Or like a heating pad? Epsom salts, I've heard, helps with cramps. Drink lots of water. Gatorade. Sometimes with cramps, like in sports, so you gotta drink. It's like dehydration, or I don't know. Your body's probably just telling you, like, dude, go to bed. One thing that's tough with late night streams is kind of vibing off of Cranberry's comment. I can't, like, I mean, I could, but like shower and change into my jammies. I wouldn't want to be on stream in my jammies. So then sometimes there's some days I'm like, I just want to, you know, unwind and decompress for the day, take a shower. I'm a night shower kind of guy. But then I can't if I'm streaming, like tonight. Or like I just want to take my contacts out, but I can't. I could wear my glasses, but that'd be weird. I don't think we're at that level yet, chat, where I could put my hair down and wear my glasses. For those of you about to sleep, don't forget to hit that like before you do. I'd appreciate it. Gonna make the push to remind YouTube that we're still here putting out content. It's really funny because I didn't stream for about a week and a half, and you know, viewership went down, subscribers. I didn't lose subscribers, but I didn't gain many subscribers either. And it really watches you. Like, if you're not putting out stuff, it's like, alright, next. I'm not gonna push anybody to see your show because you're not putting anything out. And I get it, but that's why a lot of people burn out on YouTube, because the pace is crazy. You gotta do it more than just for like gaining followers and subscribers. You gotta do it because you love it. And I do love it. I do want to see this dang page done. That's why I do it as well. Does anybody have any plans for New Year's Day? I think we're gonna try and take like a family walk or hike or something like that. Weather should be nice tomorrow. It is getting colder. Have to start busting out some of the winter clothing, like scarves and winter jackets and all that. Oh, that helmet's coming along. Yay! The man who convinced me, for some odd reason, this man who just popped in here tied me to this crazy chain of YouTube. Decides to come in here and tell me to go to sleep. The gall of that guy. What is up, Shanth man? Are you starting your stream in like 5 minutes? How are you doing, my friend? Happy New Year to you. So good to see you here. It's only fitting that you show up on the new year, 2025, on YouTube, in my chat, and tell me to go to sleep. It's only fitting. I need to talk with you soon, Chant, so maybe I'll call you tomorrow or the day after, because there is some stuff I need to talk with you about. Chant is the man, the myth, the legend. Give a lot of credit to that dude for inspiring me to do something as crazy as inking a Barry Windsor-Smith drawing on New Year's Day in the middle of the night on YouTube. That would have not happened if it weren't for Chant. Also, one says tomorrow you might clean the leaves out of the gutter. That's cool. Frenetic pace of YouTube, the hamster wheel of staying relative. It's true. It's true. Happy New Year to Chant. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Isn't 70 degrees like winter for you? Not that spoiled. Not that spoiled. But it is getting colder here. It was beautiful today though, so I'm grateful for that. While we were gone, there was a lot of rain and we just missed it. So then we came back and just beautiful, like crisp air. One thing I hated about Vegas was all the smoking in the casinos, because a lot of times you're like walking through the casinos or the hotels to get from point A to point B, and just a lot of smoking. And for somebody as spoiled as us, living in San Francisco, California, where smoking is not allowed indoors, and you got a lot of fresh air because of the nature that's nearby and near the Pacific Ocean, so a lot of clean air, sea air or whatever. Yeah, it was hard. I would come out wheezing sometimes out of some of those hotels. So I did not like that at all. I was trying to explain the concept of hedonism to my kids as we were walking through Vegas. I'm like, this is pretty much hedonism. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the things of life, but when enjoyment turns into indulgence and takes over, you get Vegas. Next. What the? Chant doesn't. Sorry. Just got a notification that. Whoops. There you go. It's so weird that you would do that, phone. It's like if I don't unlock the phone, then it doesn't charge it. At least it warns me. It's charging now though. That's also its hint to tell me to go to bed, which I will soon. Chant doesn't know what he's saying, Rocky. He's a vampire. He just wants to lull you in a false sense of security. Don't believe him. Never sleep. Uh, Happy New Year, Sean. 4 more years of no sleep. I need Rocky monetized. Look at the quality of streams, videos, and oh, geez, Sean. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll get there. We're getting there. We're moving towards that. We're moving that needle. I don't know about the quality, but we're moving the needle one way or the other. But thank you, sir. If you guys didn't know, Shant is also a cheerleader. He's got the legs and the pom-poms. You know what I'm saying? To be a cheerleader. And if you guys haven't, I know all of you guys have, most of you guys have, but I'm just going to put this out in case there's somebody out there who hasn't. Go check out Shant's book, Nosfero the Crypt Walker. His Second Chance campaign is live right now, and he's also releasing an artist edition, which I am all in for all of the stuff, because each one of his his first printing of Nosfero is one of my prized possessions on my shelf of independent books. And these 2 other editions that he's producing, his Second Chance campaign and his artist edition, all have something unique about them. So it's not like you're just getting another copy of the same thing. There are similarities, but he's going out of his way to make each one of those editions unique so that we pay him more money for his awesome work. So go back his campaign, go back his book, and Sean's also cooking up so much cool stuff. I can't even keep track of it. But Shant, let us know in the chat if you are you streaming this week? Are you doing like a pizza live on Thursday? Are you doing anything? Let the chat know. Wow, that's a cool antenna. I probably will cut in back in some of these places to thicken up lines here and there, but once I get them all in, then I'll go back and evaluate what might need to be thicker, what I need to adjust some lines. But that's looking cool. That tech is looking cool. Not like this song. Shant, get Rocky to do some that would be amazing. I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. Shant Jetty says, love this dude, brings so much to my life for 30 years. Thank you, Shant. Ditto, my friend. Rocky just plays Blade, Vampire Nightclub, Electronica, though we know the audience he's pushing for. I love that Blade Vampire Nightclub scene. It's amazing. I'm going to be looking for jobs, playing OPTC, briefly looking at cat videos, calling government people for New Year's. There's a whole gamut in there. maybe straighten up. Material things pass away. Do not put your faith in material things. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like I was telling my kids, like, it's fine to enjoy the things. You know, it's fine to have a good meal, watch a great show, you know, be entertained, have a drink with friends. But when you overdo it and it takes over, some of those people, like, watching those, you know, to each their own. People who want to gamble, whatever. I don't gamble, so none of that has ever appealed to me. I find some of the animation on the casino machines horrible too, so there's that. I'm like, ugh. Now, if I were to design something and animate something for the machines, that would be fun. But anyway, just watching the people, not to like judge them, but just watching them, like people that were playing the machines or that, like they just all, I didn't see that many people that are super excited. They were just intently waiting for their big break or their hope, and just sitting there kind of miserably putting their money in, pressing buttons, smoking, drinking at the same time. I was just like, you guys don't look very happy because you're losing money. I don't even get it how those machines work, because it's not like like at least with slots, I get card games like poker and all that, but with slots, it's not like a mechanical thing that stops anymore. It's all digital now. So I'm like, couldn't it just be totally rigged? Isn't it just totally rigged that whatever the, you know, computer says to like stop or not match up or whatever, they can just constantly like gyp you the whole time, right? I don't know, it's weird, but I know like they let people win just enough to keep them coming back for more. Yeah, I don't know. But some of those hotels are super impressive. We walked through the Bellagio, Caesar's Palace. They had this beautiful display at the, I think it was the Bellagio. It's like a Christmas display. Like all these flowers and stuff. It was beautiful. Some Dale Chihuly glass artwork on the ceiling. Chihuly's this amazing glass blower. Incredible work. Saw an exhibit of his stuff in Seattle, and it was beautiful. And they had that hanging in the ceiling. Caesar's Palace obviously had this like Roman decor, so that was kind of cool. Columns, and they had a mall inside that had like it's like the fountain of the gods, so these like Greek god sculptures. It was all really cool. Alright, let's see. I want to do one of these hair strands. Let's see. Goodness. This is like trying to track a spider web. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That hair is gonna be fun. I wonder if Rocky ever experienced secondhand smoke in his college years. Wasn't walking through the casinos wasn't quite as bad as hanging out in your room reading comics, Sean. I'll give you that. Whoa. Also, someone says my legs are my legs are wobbling. Maybe time to lay down. Yeah, get some rest if you need it. Awesome one. 2025 is going to be a great year. I did not inhale. I held my breath as long as I could, but Shant had some great comics, so it was a toss-up. It was like there were some days I was like, "Hey, can I take these to my room?" So that there was that. I would do that. I would play that game. But then there were some times I was like, "There's just so much good stuff," and you know, obviously, talking with Shant, and I wasn't just using him for his comics. But yeah, there were some days I would come back hacking out a lung. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up here soon. But I'm just so tempted to get a few more of these hair strands because they're fun. Fun to do with a brush. That's a good one, John. Never. Yep, never. Awesome one's gonna play some Marvel Ride. Oh, is that a good game? I've heard a lot of people talking about that game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of like card art in that too. Is that a good game? Awesome one. Shanth will be streaming this week. Keep your eyes notifications peeled, folks. Now watching your stream on my new projector, Rocky. Hope you don't mind. Oh boy. Well, nothing I can do about that. Good thing we are streaming in high quality. So hopefully as you project it, you know, it holds up. I do need to start, I mean, one of my hopes as this channel grows is to get some better equipment, like better cameras and stuff like that. I still like the camera I have on my other setup when I do my Wednesday comics. That camera is a DSLR, a repurposed DSLR camera, and it's a Canon EOS. And it still works good, you know, it gives me a decent image, better image than this, but this is an old iPhone that I'm using here. And so it tends to like flatten out the image a little bit for me, flattens out the colors. I'd like to get a better camera eventually. And I'd also like to get a better overhead camera. But you know, we're making it work. We're making it work. We'll get it bit by bit. Alright, I better stop on the hair before I start getting lost. Maybe I'll finish this doohickey right here, and then I'll call it. I'm always amazed at how much ink the Winsor Newton holds, though. It's pretty incredible. And I really like this Winsor Newton ink. It's super flat. Feels nice. It's smooth. What was I doing in Vegas? Not allowed to say. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, we were just vacationing. For Christmas, we just wanted to go someplace different. Initially, I was, well, one, we had a budget. Two, or else I would have been like, let's go to Paris. And we were considering it. Two, we have, certain schedules, time we can take off of work, our kids' schedules, school schedules, and all that kind of stuff. So we were limited in that. And, but we were trying to figure out like what is fun for us to do as a family. What kind of ways do we like to vacation? Some people are like beach vacation people, which we're not really. Like, I'm okay with Hawaii. Hawaii's nice, but it's not my first choice for a vacation. I'm the kind of person, when I vacation, I like to explore, experience new things. I'm really big on the like experiences, doing things that I've never done before, or like once in a lifetime kind of things. Like, I'm big on that, or just visiting sites, seeing touristy attractions. So I'm like that. Some people like camping. I'm not a big camping person. Nobody in my family is really big on camping. We're more city folk. So we were trying to figure out what kind of vacation. And then as our kids are getting older, you can't just drag them. Like before, one of the main things we would always look for would be like a hotel with a pool, because our kids love swimming. And it's an easy thing for them to do, and they enjoy it. Now that they're older, they're not really big on just hanging out at the pool. So yeah, that changed. That changes what becomes a priority when we vacation. So when I started looking around for like what we can do, I thought, do we want to fly somewhere? Do we want to drive? If we drive, I don't want to be on a long road trip necessarily. We have a limited amount of time. And so I found like, we could rent this Airbnb that was about three hours away from where we live, and it was on a farm. I was like, that'd be so cool. And like it wasn't a kind of farm where you would like milk cows, but you could go buy the produce from what they made, and it was on farmland, so it was like remote, and the house itself was beautiful. Accommodations are pretty important for my family. We don't like roughing it necessarily. Like we like nice accommodations. And this house was beautiful, beautifully designed, beautiful accommodations, but it was in the middle of nowhere, and you would pretty much just be chilling in this house. There wasn't that much to do around. If you wanted to explore, you'd have to drive about an hour away to the next city. So, but I thought it would be really peaceful, and it was such a nice house to stay in. I was willing to forego any kind of city exploration. But nobody else in my family was really into it. And so last minute we were like, well, why don't we go to Vegas? And Vegas is more of a city thing. There's a lot to do and see there. A lot of good eats. I love exploring food stuff whenever I go on vacation. And there were some shows that when we posed it to my kids, they were really interested in. So one of the shows, so that Omega Mart was one of them that we did, which was awesome. It was really great, super fun. I did that with my kids. And then the Sphere show that they had there, and that was a cool experience. I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew what to expect, but I wasn't sure if it would be worth it. But it was worth it. The other thing they had at the Sphere was this robot, supposedly one of the smartest robots right now, and you can go and ask it questions similar to like ChatGPT or something with AI. Like, it responds pretty fast. It didn't feel that. It felt futuristic, but it didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I've never seen something like this before. It was kind of like, oh, that's cool. It's almost like you're talking to like an animatronic at Disney World. Kind of felt like that. But the movie itself and the experience inside the sphere was awesome, and that was worth the price of admission. And then we saw a magic show by this magician. He's a card magician named Shin Lim. He won America's Got Talent. We happened to watch that season that he won, so we already knew about him and kind of what he did, and my kids were excited. I was like, oh, we could watch a Shin Lim show, and they're like, yes, because they remembered watching him win it a couple times. So that was really fun, and the whole experience that they built out in his show was awesome. It was really impressive. It's just like a card dude. Like, he does like fast sleight of hand tricks with cards, but the way he does it is super dramatic and tells a story while he's doing it. It was awesome. Yeah, and then we just did a lot of shopping and eating. That's what we did, John. So it was fun. Jeremy Burtz, Happy New Year to you too. Some people are still awake. Happy New Year. Jeremy Burtz saying Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. This is so cool. We know each other, but we don't know each other. But man, Happy New Year to everybody. We know that we will be up. There will be the crazy few that will be up this late night hunting, or not hunting, but lurking in the shadows of YouTube streams. When I was thinking about doing a stream today, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, if I don't stream and I'm at home because I'm not going out to a party, I would just be looking for live shows to watch. So if I do stream, there's got to be people out there. And you guys showed up. Surprise, surprise, you guys showed up. All right, I'm almost done here. Now I'm getting carried away and getting into these tubing pipes. But I want the East Coast people. I don't want people to get wobbly legs like Awesome One, because they're not sleeping well. So I'll wrap this up soon. They have Chihuly stuff in Las Vegas? He's one of my favorite. Really awesome. Cranberry Langers. Yeah, they do. It's in the Bellagio. I think it's in the Bellagio. And it's in their lobby. But if you like Chihuly stuff and you haven't seen his exhibit, I think it's a permanent exhibit in Seattle, near the Space Needle. Go see that exhibit. It's beautiful, beautiful exhibit. Amazing. And it's like it's a great selection of his work, and they have even his drawings there, and just the way that the exhibit's laid out is beautiful. All right, did I finish that thingamabobber? I did, right? See, I just made a mistake. I should have stopped while I was ahead.
More carrots. Don't tear. More carrots. Where's Garrett?
I can tell too, this brush needs a little, like a thorough cleaning, because some of the hairs are starting to split a little bit. Just a little bit. Boom, boom, boom.
The right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry. You're
Alright, I got some splatter marks here to do later. A lot of hatching to happen here. Got this. Almost done with that helmet.
Samurai sword on my back. Don't know how to act. Maybe you should relax. Maybe you should relapse. Just kidding.
2025. That is a crazy number. I was reading, I'd mentioned last stream that I just finished reading that Machine Man, the Barry Windsor-Smith Machine Man limited series, 4-issue limited series from the 80s. And it takes place in the future, right? And the date was 2020 in that one. Which must have felt like forever when they were writing that. Like 2020. What's the most further out in the future date we can think of? 2020. But we're now in 2025. That is crazy. Alright, is that a good place to stop? I think so. Before I do anything I regret. Speaking of gambling, a video on gacha games and how it's related to casinos. And he covers the book Addicted by Design. Oh, I think I've heard of that book. I think that's like a design for like UI people too, right? He did an ice exhibit in Israel, I believe, around 2013. Wow. People aren't addicted to winning, but being in the machine zone. Yeah, that feeling. Yeah. It's the same feeling I get when I'm sifting through like back issue boxes. I'm like, I know the next one that I flip is gonna be the thing I've been looking for my entire life. I know it's here. It's totally an addiction. Sorry, I'm just trying to use up the ink on this brush. I don't want to waste this good ink. The ink keeps coming. I use my friends for their comics as well, at least a few times. See you later, awesome one. Ton of X-Men books, I think some X-Force. What? No rim shot for the secondhand sleep? I don't even... There you go. Ooh, Comrade Sammy's still here. Crazy. She's holding out, man. She is holding out. Marvel Strike Force. Oh, okay. We were... I wasn't a flaming comic geek, though. I'm looking ghostly on Comrade Sammy's projector. She can connect her Bluetooth headphones. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. You can almost make out what Rocky has for dinner. No chicken. No brisket. I had filet mignon. Thank you very much. Brussels sprouts and sweet potato fries. It's quite good. Oh man. Don't get Cranberry Langer started on bad jokes. Oh man. I don't know. I am going to I'm gonna end it soon, Comrade Sammy. I'm gonna put us out of our misery. Is Ms. B a Filipino? Filipina? No, she's not. She is from Singapore. She was born and raised in Singapore. You sound like emo trash, Comrade Sammy. Just take your time with them and don't. If you stream and nobody's there to watch, did you stream at all? It's true. That's a good question. It's like a tree falling in the forest, a bear pooping in the woods. Does it really all happen if nobody's there to see it? Who knows? I did see his exhibit in Seattle, Cranberry Langer says. I went to the SAM. I don't know what that was. Is that the Seattle something museum? Yeah. Seattle Art Museum. Okay. The Rock Museum and Sci-Fi Museum were more interesting. Really? Can't stop, won't stop. Shanth. He's a bad cheerleader. I'm gonna put us out of our ministry right now. Comrade Sammy's connected and projected. Badoom. I love that. We're gonna give that a. That's right. Connected and projected. Our collective 2025 early AM stream misery. Booyah. My gosh, you guys. 2:23 my time, which is 5:23 some of you guys' times, and which is Sunday to Sunday if you're in Shanth time. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this New Year's stream. It was such a blast to have you all here and to chip away at this Barry Windsor-Smith drawing, to look at some Jim Lee art, and just to reconnect. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. It's great to catch up with you at the end of the year, beginning of the new year. It's just not a symbol. It's a sign of what's to come in 2025. I'm super excited about it. Who knows? I don't think I can predict what's going to happen in 2025 as far as YouTube, comics, and me. But I will be giving it my all and trying some new stuff and just trying to grow and develop as an artist online, on stream, on YouTube, and see where this thing goes. So it's been very fun. And if 2024 was any indication of where we can go, 2025 is going to be awesome. It's going to be really great and really exciting. So thank you guys for being part of that journey. Make sure you hit that like for 2025's sake. Let's get 2025 likes on this stream and 2,025 subscribers. That would be awesome. But yeah, we're doing it and we're excited, and I'm so glad to know you guys and be able to share this with you all. Happy New Year and God bless. That's a perfect way to end this, as is this. None of us fell asleep during the stream. That can't be refuted because the people who are asleep aren't awake to tell us. So with that, I bid you guys adieu and thank you. Happy New Year's. See you later.